as I was saying, I believe there are 4 areas and then 4 levels within each of those areas. So you can see here, here's level 1, 2, then 3 and 4 up there. And then this is area 1, and then there are 3 other areas. I believe it's... oh, we'll get into that later. Don't be afraid of exploring. Who knows what you might find? I know what I might find. Little blobby things, coins, and a lot of frustration and death. Those 3 things are exactly what I will find. I'm not sure why these 2 seem to be like the gate guardians, or why, or who else, if anybody, actually lives on these floating islands, or what. But, like I said, I don't know how important it really is. Just, like I said, I just love the ambiance, the music, the tone of this game. It's just so delightful and fun. And some of the coins and such are really hidden pretty well and can actually be pretty challenging to find, so I've made it a habit to try to like look over every edge of the level to make sure there's nothing hiding down there. You think I don't know how to wrap myself around bamboo? And I probably do a lot of unnecessary wrapping when you could easily just go. Like wrapping myself around instead of just going up. Or wrapping myself around here instead of just slithering off of it. Whoops. But I do that, A, because I found that it's best to be as slow and methodical as you can when climbing things, because it's really easy to make a stupid mistake and end up getting screwed over because of it if you're rushing. And B, just because it's fun, it's enjoyable. Like the entire point of the game is this mechanic of you being a snake and slithering and coiling around stuff. So of course I'm gonna actually do that just because it's enjoyable. Like this is just the fluidity and the smoothness of just wrapping around this stuff. It's so satisfying and fun to do. There are times when you're trying to climb around on stuff that it can get a little frustrating. The controls can get a little dodgy because sometimes you want him to go up and over, or actually more often, sometimes you want him to go down and under what you're wrapping around. But then instead he'll go up and over and end up unwinding you instead of winding you, and then you lose your grip and fall, and it's super frustrating. But that's why I've taken to the super slow and methodical approach. Oh, example right there. I wanted him to go down and under, but instead he went up and over. And sometimes it's just really hard to get the game to know which one of those two things you want to do, and it does the wrong one sometimes. I also have found that I really love the swimming in this game, because you move so much faster in the water than you do on land, and it just feels so smooth and fluid. And it's cool. Like, look at this. Yeah. And don't quote me on this, but I think, based on the snake's coloration, I think that he is actually a water snake. So that might be why... Ugh, cracked a little bit there, sorry. That might be why he moves so much faster in water than on land. I just love it, though. And basically, as I've reiterated like 3 times by now, I just wanted to share this chill fun time with other people. So I know that there are other people who have played this game on YouTube already, who are much more popular and probably much more entertaining than me, but everybody has their own spin to put on things, so maybe somebody out there will find mine and like it better than the others. And if I find if even one person likes mine better than someone else's, then I've done my job. Ugh, I'm really cracky today, I'm sorry. There's a lot of stuff that I could talk about, probably, and that so there's just a lot of tutorial messages in these first couple levels. Notice these big feathers on the ground, where most of the keystones are located. When I first saw those, despite the game's happy tone, when I first saw those big feathers laying there, I thought it was really ominous, because it made me think of Dark Souls, and I was like, oh god, no. What terrible beast is this foreshadowing? Yep, there we go. There's some of those issues. And I'm not gonna chalk it all up to the game being hard to play, the controls being dodgy, because it is, just as much of it is player error, is me just not being patient enough or not using the controls properly. Because it definitely is possible, oh, there's nothing up there. It definitely is possible to play without having issues with the controls. And so, like I said, it's definitely a good portion of the difficulties are definitely player error. But, you know, the game also has a responsibility to make the controls easy and intuitive enough to do what you want them to do without having to try that hard. But that's all I'll say about it. I'm almost positive that that's a lie. I'm sure I'm going to say more about it plenty in the future, but that's all I'll say about it for now. Right, that's another thing you can do, and I'm still trying to kind of figure out the complexities of that. If you hold L2, you grip on, it says, as evidenced by his constipated face. And supposedly that makes you, like, cling more tightly to what you're climbing. Which seems to be the case here. As you can tell how much slower and more deliberately he's moving. I found that I haven't really found the grip to be all that useful yet. Is there? Oh, hello. Ah! My thoughts exactly. But, the only times I've really found it to be that useful are when you're climbing down something and you don't want to slide down too fast. when you're climbing up, it actually seems to hinder you more than help you. Because you're already working against gravity. But it could just be that I'm not doing it right. Anything up here? Something else that's really frustrating to me about this game, though, is that you can't look up. There's so much verticality in the game, but there's no way to look upwards to see what's above you. And that gets a little frustrating. Hello. Up. Where's he going? Oh yeah, that guy. I'm gonna touch it. Touch? Wait, did I already touch one of them? I think I already touched somebody in this level. Okay. This is the first time you touch one in a level, it makes a little sound, so guess I already did. Alright, what are we still looking for? 2 more blobs, 4 more tokens, jeez. Have I already been here? I don't know, I'm just having a good time. Gosh, I don't know why my voice is cracking so much. These are checkpoints, if it wasn't immediately obvious. I found that the game actually can be rather unforgiving if you don't remember to keep going to the checkpoints and saving your progress. Because the game does not auto-save for you. So if you collect everything and then die without going to a checkpoint, you lose all of it. Alright, let's see. There's the keystones. Where are all the tokens? I cannot see anything else. Well, we're going exploring then. As I was saying, like 5 minutes ago, there is a lot I could talk about, which I started to talk about when I started recording The Witcher, some more episodes of The Witcher, but I've been in kind of a slump with The Witcher. For whatever reason, I've been having a hard time motivating myself to keep playing it. Despite the fact that I arguably have more free time than I've ever had before. It's just because there's so much work involved with recording, well, not just recording, but in playing that game, with all of the side questing, all of the quests and items and map exploration to keep track of. Like, it's an intense game, and I've just been not really feeling it lately. Which is an issue because I really like the game and I really want to keep playing it. I just don't know when I'm gonna really feel like getting back into it. So that being said, even though I started to record a little bit of The Witcher recently, well, not recently really, but since moving, this will be the first recording that I actually upload since moving. Because, as I mentioned in those first couple episodes of The Witcher I recorded, I moved. I actually moved out of my parents' house. Probably only temporarily, but I still did. I'm now in a little studio apartment in a different area. Because my girlfriend got accepted into a grad school in this area, and it was far enough away that we decided we might as well actually move out here. and I decided that I wanted to come with her because I can't stand the idea of being more than 2 minutes away from her at any given time, is the idea that I was starting there. I think I can. Come on. There we go. That's a thing you can do also. You can have your little hummingbird friend lift your tail up for you. So yeah. It's been many months at this point since moving out, so I'm not as excited as I was about it before. But yeah, it's pretty epic. The best part, though, by far, is while my girlfriend is at school, I can record freely without worrying about bothering anybody, without worrying about keeping my voice down or my dad napping or anything like that. And since I'm no longer recording out of my parents' basement, there is no longer a noisy air conditioner right next to me at any given time. So you've probably not noticed until I've just said it, but no background noise going on right now. Like, for the first time ever, I don't have to worry about that. It's just sweet, sweet silence. Only problem is the place where I am recording is right next to the air conditioner / heater. So if I do want to record in silence, then I have to turn off the air conditioning / heating. Haha. But that's not too terribly big a deal. As long as it's for only short periods of time at a time. So yeah, things are going well. I actually just recently got accepted into the grad school that I applied to, and so that's gonna be a thing sometime soon. I'd be lying if I said I'm completely excited about it, just because, like, it's great and all, but who actually wants to go back to school, you know? It's like, I want to, in a sense, yeah, that it's a good thing to do and it's gonna make my life better in the long run and all, but of course I don't actually want to go back to school. That sucks. I thought, like, I was done with school and it was great, and now I have to go back, and that's awful. But I know that it is a good thing, and despite the fact that it might be the hardest part of my life so far, like I said, I know it'll be a good thing in the end, so for those reasons, I am excited about it. Gonna be getting my master's degree in occupational therapy, and then be able to actually, like, get a real career in a profession that actually really makes a difference. So that is the dream, right? I say all of this, of course, assuming that I won't completely and entirely fail miserably. Fly, snake! So I've got that to look forward to. Alright, there's all the blobs. Now I just need 2 more tokens. Where could they be? Aha. Oh, whoopsie. Oh no. And that's why it pays to be slow and methodical. Oh crap, where was that? Because it's really easy to just kind of settle into a groove. You're like, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing, coil around, slither up, yada yada. And then you make one small mistake and you're dead. No, 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 no. Come on, come on, come on. Hit, hit, hit. There we go. No, 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 no. Case in point again. It's cool though because just moving around is the joy of this game. So even when you keep failing, stuff like that happens, it's still fun just to get back to this point. Like, it's not just, for me at least, it's not just a frustrating trudge back to the area of failure. Camera, help me out. Thank you. Because just getting back there is fun. Because moving around in this game is so fun, even if you're just moving around the same places. There we go. That was my phone, by the way. So I probably should actually check that at some point, because it very well could be my girlfriend saying she needs something. That was that. Still one more coin. I think it's like behind a tree somewhere, maybe? It might be this one up here. Like I said, I have played through these first 4 levels, and then the first like level and a half of the next area. So I do have a slight memory of where things are. So hopefully looking around for everything shouldn't be too painful in these first couple things here. It is very possible to just slither over the top of all 3 of these here, but as I've said, the slow and methodical approach pays its dividends. I have no idea if I actually used that phrase properly or not, but whatever. There we go. It's also really easy to like reflexively press the X button to raise your head when you don't actually mean to. And then that really screw you over because you're trying to use your head to hook over onto the next climbing point, and then you accidentally lift it up and fall down. Alright, and oh, okay, that's everything. Yeah. I will probably try to upload these recordings in single levels at a time. So this recording and the one before it I'll put together, and then I'll stop recording here so we can go into the next level. That just makes sense. Yeah. Super slithering. Gosh, I'm gonna really make an effort to not do the whole "I'm a snake" thing, because I'm sure that will get super not fun to listen to after the second time or so. So anyway, yeah, gonna cut it here and pick it up again in the next level. Woot woot.